You haven't been talking too much. Plus, I've been writing stuff in my notes.
I think Catherine's ready. Are you here?
Yep.
Okay.
I think Catherine's been talking too much.
Skibbity.
Catherine is a yapper.
Catherine doesn't get a chance to get a word in.
She
Because her
could if she
mouth's
tried.
because her mouth's always full. No, I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
It is D&D time.
I'm at the table. I'm ready.
Yes, is everyone in the table?
Is Brandon here?
No, he's still at work.
Oh, okay.
Brandon died a long time ago. You have to let go, Izzy.
Yeah. It wasn't your fault. It was
God,
a
y'all
deer that
keep-
caused the car crash.
Y'all keep fucking beating me to it. I'm so mad at you.
Is Beers here?
Beers died in the
let's
crash.
see
Beers
here.
has been dead for 2 years. It wasn't your fault.
Can Beers be like passed out on his face, drunk as a skunk inside the bathroom, please? Is he
He'll
just in-
probably wander back and find you guys later in the evening.
Aw, I want to find a drunk Beers in the bathroom.
Yes, I think. Yeah, everyone's here because Brandon's not. So are we all ready to begin?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, last time you all decided to lay low at the Chateau de Irdi. You all stayed in the same room for the night. And despite the crowded conditions, you managed. However, Avery, still recovering from that whole dying thing, once again smelled a odd sort of scent. She couldn't quite pin down what it was, but this time she decided to inform a portion of her allies, Mira and Riven, before you all concocted a plan to check out what was going on. There you saw some distant, shadowy figures watching you. You attempted to chase them, but could not, but realized that the scent wasn't even necessarily coming from them. But when you tried to track down the location of the scent, it had dissipated. Come the next day, you decided to look around in what better light the fully lit Narbondel could provide. There you managed to barely track down that there was, in fact, a person where the scent Avery was smelling came from. However, they seemed to be rather good at covering their tracks. You had difficulty surmising where they went, but you did eventually find out that they seemed to have jumped down from the rooftops and blended into the crowd. And then in the area where you originally checked, you found a set of footprints which were a little less preoccupied with trying to cover their tracks. Or perhaps they just weren't quite as good at it. You then decided to check up on an odd figure, which you had met the day prior, a drow woman who incessantly seemed to chew at her fingernails and mumble to herself, who sort of grabbed at one of you and spoke of something regarding the rot or whatnot. Unsure if she was insane or an oracle or something, you decided to check on her again. Eventually, taking some amount of compassion for her odd situation and wanting to learn more about her, you decided to rent a plot of land from the House Moikth, where you set up your shop, Mira. There, you let her clean herself, got her a less ramshackle set of clothes, thanks to Avery. And as Mira was putting together something to eat, Simon, you and some others began looking her over when you realized that, based on the things she was saying and the status of her face, particularly The area around her nose being clearly fractured and healing sort of in a naturally scarring and poor way. That she may have been the victim of a lobotomy, potentially brought on by herself, with your current major theory being that she did so in order to avoid being turned into a mind flayer, effectively lobotomizing herself to kill a mind flayer parasite. But clearly heavily hampering her own mental faculties. That is where we left off. And
Quick
yeah,
question.
we
Quick question: the tadpoles, what do they count as? What are they? Like, are they?
Aberrations.
yeah, they would be aberrations.
Okay, throwing this out there. What if the rot is tadpoles? Like, what if like the reason why they keep burning down old buildings is that to keep the homeless population up, so it's easier to swipe people from the streets and convert them, or something like that? What if like the government
Well,
of this town has already been converted?
that's kind of what happened to Avery when she was a little girl. So it's not that ridiculous. I mean, minus the mind flare part, getting yoinked off the street because nobody would miss her. And if that guy, if Mr. Black is here, it could have a part in it.
Does Avery say this? Like, are we
Yes,
conversing
sorry.
in the?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Mira's gonna like kind of get sympathetic, and she'll put her hand on your shoulder, and just be like, I would have missed you. I don't.
To my knowledge,
I had gold shard. That's fine.
But
to my knowledge, the only reason somebody infected with a tadpole would not undergo seromorphosis is if they, like our friend Wylamer here, lobotomized themselves, or perhaps the elder brain that's keeping them alive is forestalling the seromorphosis to keep them as thralls.
we should go back to the government building and have whoever it is that does that thing that tells them if we're near aberrations, have them do it just there at the government building, and then we could see if it's like, oh, there's 40 aberrations nearby or something. You know what I mean?
It
That
doesn't
That is
tell me
not how
how
the ability
many.
works.
It just
Yeah.
tells me if.
Oh, okay. Interesting then.
Detect good and evil, though. Aberrations are inherently evil aligned, so. Oh, if only we had a paladin.
That is not how
or-
that ability works.
You're right.
You
We
are thinking of Paladin's Divine Sense.
Can you show us the map, Meeper?
Yes.
Mira's gonna make a suggestion to the group.
I forgot about crack cocaine.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, I wonder if the thing that I drew like 2 sessions ago is still there.
No,
It is.
It's taking forever to load for me.
Wait,
so I
somebody
suppose loading
deleted.
was hard.
Somebody deleted the less part.
All of my my town names are back.
I still don't have permission to draw, so you can all have fun without me.
I used to say
Um,
Meeper is gay and maidenless, and now it says me is gay and maid.
So Mira's gonna suggest that we try to figure out if they are. Oh, I got kicked out. Okay. If
you, I updated your permissions, so once you log
Okay.
back in, you'll be able to draw.
Mira's gonna suggest that we figure out whether or not they are, like, the government has been taken over by the thingies, the headworm dudes, the Illithid, and if they have, we need to get proof and then bring it with us to the northern city, to the across the up the river. We need to go to the other Pharaoh and bring it up with people over there. But that's Mira's suggestion.
I'm sorry. Your suggestion is to bring it up to the authorities.
So we're gonna like figure out if the governments are taking over by Lithids, and if they have, we're going to head up river to the other, because we're only in half. There's two different. It's borderline two different cities, and I'm saying we can go up here to the other city, and hopefully they aren't converted, and then we could talk to them and be like, "Hey, here's the proof. Those assholes down there, they're all fucking Lithid now."
I mean, we don't even know if she lobotomized herself because she was infected. Like, the only
That's
piece of evidence that we have is the fact that this woman mutilated herself.
It could just be crap.
Well, Riven's detected aberrations nearby.
Well,
And then,
we are in the Underdark. I don't know. I'm not trying to argue. I just
right, we're in a city though. Like, how far does that ability go?
a mile.
Yeah, we're in a
Okay.
city that's larger than a mile, and so like it means that it's in the city, and we don't know how many it is. It could be multiple. And then also on top of the aberration, there's the scar on her nose, and I think we have enough evidence to know that at the very least we know that she was, a Lithid, was going to become one, and then got it out. It explains everything.
Yeah,
But
I'm just saying that it's a bit of a stretch to assume that the government is lizard people.
I know that's why I'm saying let's check. Let's look into it. Let's figure it out.
Listen,
Let's figure out a way to. I don't know how we would do it, but yeah.
This is if your theory is even remotely correct, we might be putting our what's the word for it? We might be putting ourselves in a significant amount of danger, putting our nose where it doesn't belong. It could be very easily the five of us versus 100. If what you're thinking is correct, which again I highly doubt it, but let's pretend for a moment it is. It would be the five of us versus hundreds of mind flayers.
Would it not make more sense to go for the Elder Brain then?
We don't know.
1 versus 5.
Well, here's the thing. We know that there has to be an Elder Brain nearby, or at the very least, a mind flayer colony, because how else would our friend here have been infected? She had the foresight to lobotomize herself instantly. There's no way she would have started to see the symptoms and then go for the lobotomy. She had to have seen the tadpole, known what it was, and then gone for the drastic measures.
I mean, that seems like a lot for a commoner. Like,
maybe she's not a commoner.
Maybe she studied them.
yeah, Meeper, this might be a weird question, but like, what is like the level of education, like I guess reading literacy level of like common people here? Like would the common person even know how to read?
Yeah, it's like I would say most places in this setting a commoner would know how to read, and especially places where it's like, drow, elves,
Okay.
those types.
That's also very valid. This is an elvish. They're immortals. Yet they're living in squalor and shit. Like, this is a very weird city.
I have a question as well. Does Wilma show any signs of seromorphosis, like from before the lobotomy? Like paler skin, veins around the eyes and neck, any signs that she was beginning to turn, any symptoms that were starting to show up before she knocked the smarts out of herself?
Give me a medicine check.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me go ahead and open up my character sheet. Medicine. 11.
11.
Flash of genius.
15.
Can one of us help? Oh, okay.
15. Okay. So, you don't really see anything like that on her. However, you are also unaware if the symptoms start to persist and the tadpole is killed, if the symptoms also begin to go away.
Okay. What I think would be a very prudent idea. We should find a library and do some sort of research on mind flayers and their tadpoles.
Mira's gonna walk past you to the curtain, pull back the curtain, and gesture and say, "Am I a joke to you?"
Does she? Okay. Meeper, does Mira have any books on ceramorphosis?
Mira, roll me a D100.
Okay. I clicked the button, but I haven't done it yet. Okay. There we go.
A 10.
All right. Well,
It was almost
good
a
news
70.
for Mira. I rolled a 3, so yes, Mira
Holy
does.
shit.
In a sort of
I go.
horticulture of the weird section, have
I-
a
Can I describe the book?
on. Okay.
I go to a shelf and I pull out a very. It's like almost like seal like a seal. You know what a seal's skin looks like? Like it's like a blubbery black, kind of slick, fleshy looking color. It's like that for the binding. And I pull it out, and it's kind of makes a noise when I pull it out and I open it. It's very slick and kind of slimy on the outside of it. And I'm like, "Is this what you're looking for?" And I go to hand it to you.
I pick it up. Is it what I'm
Yep.
looking for?
It's like dripping wet. It's like disgusting.
Uh,
It was a very Illithid inspired book.
What's the title? Is
it's Tales
Illithids for
Down
Dummies. No, I'm
Thar,
joking.
everything known about Illithids.
fantastic. Right, well, if anybody needs me, I'm going to be spending a little bit of time in my study, learning as much as I possibly can about Illithids.
Can you take us back to the thing, Meeper, back to the map?
Yeah, hold on, I messed up the scene thing. Give me
Tommy, are you
shit.
gonna go use your little crafting nook?
I am going to, I'm going to go in there, yeah, but I am going
Yeah.
to absolutely, in fact, Meeper, can I, I'm not an alchemist, never mind. I was going to say, if there's anything in this book about making that potion that would kill an Illithid tadpole without the lobotomy, would I be able to do that?
I think I'm proficient in alchemy tools. I'd have to double
Are you?
check.
Yeah.
I think for my
If you
background,
can
that's what I chose.
Find the ingredients, yes, but and they are ingredients found in the Underdark, so maybe.
I am unironically going to spend a few hours before we do anything speed reading and taking notes.
I'm going to turn to everyone else that is still here and be like, "Hey, by the way, if the government is lizard people," I wink at Avery. We should remember this plot of land they assigned to us. So I'm gonna go take a peek outside and make sure we're not getting surrounded right now.
I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but I very seriously doubt that the entire local government of southern Therannoranzan is Illithid. I think
It would
this-
explain. It would explain why a city of an immortal race is so shitty and in the slums, and why they burn down their buildings and all this weird burning crap. It would explain a lot.
I think that
You do have a book on the politics of Farron that you bought.
Oh yeah, I'm still gonna double check outside, but then I'll go read it.
I
Yeah, go
wholeheartedly
make a
believe.
perception check.
I wholeheartedly believe that it is simply a cultural difference between the above ground and the Underdark. Drow have a completely unique society. I'm sure I don't have to tell you.
All right.
There were some racial tones to what you just said.
What I'm saying, all I'm saying is, we can't expect things down here to work the way they do on the surface. Expecting another culture to act the way you think they should act is inherently wrong.
I got a 19 meter.
Yes. So you go outside, you take a look around. There are still people going about their day in this area. you you do see actually like less of the sort of like uh, you know, more House of Moicht, for lack of a better word, enforcers who seem to be on duty. They seem to be kind of just milling about kind of aimlessly. They don't have much to do right now. But other than that, it seems to be pretty business as usual. Nothing seems to set you off.
Okay. I'm just gonna go and follow Tommy's lead. I'm gonna go upstairs and do some reading.
If her condition,
right.
if her condition changes, worsens, somebody come up and let me know.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna turn to Riven. Riven, can you, while I'm reading and Tommy's also reading, and we're doing research, can you make sure that she doesn't wander off?
Yeah,
Please?
I'll vibe with the drow.
Also, make
We should
sure
probably
she doesn't
feed
swallow.
her.
Also, make sure she doesn't.
I did feed her.
Swallow her tongue, because she might have forgotten how to eat.
True.
That was a joke. I don't say that. I don't say that.
She's got a plate of food in front of her that I gave her at the end of last session.
Has she taken a bite since we took her in, Meeper? Like, is she
Uh,
refusing to eat?
No, you see, she actually does pick up some cutlery. However, she is having a hard time with it. You see, it's almost as if she's like using her like she's like swapped the cutlery between her like dominant hand and non-dominant hand, and you see almost in like a sense of lucidity, she like tries to switch them, and she just runs into the same issue and just kind
I'm
of
gonna
looks a little frustrated, but just keeps trying at it.
I'm gonna scooch the chair next to her over, and I'm gonna pick up, I don't know, spoon, fork, spork, whatever's on the table, and try to help feed her.
Chopsticks.
I can do that too.
Mira would have chopsticks at her fucking.
Use
The-
the chopsticks with two hands, like one in each hand, like a salad tosser.
yeah.
Whoops. Actually, no. I'm gonna leave Ada out here.
What's up? Mira's lazing
So-
on the couch reading.
Yeah, so Simon and Mira are reading, and Riven is taking care of Wilma. What should I be doing?
Mm.
I guess I could read with you. I have a high intelligence score. I could help
Do you want to pull?
guys.
Do you want to pull a random book off one of the shelves and see what you get?
I'll join Riven in trying to help Wilma.
That checks out. Being a
Can you move me? Bless your heart.
So,
If
specifically, Meeper, I'm looking for information about partial transformations and whether they are reverted after a cure is found, or if
Yes.
the transformation is reverted before full ceramorphosis.
You said you also wanted to seek out some information, Cassie. Is there anything in
Yeah.
particular you're looking for?
Okay, well, first, before I answer that question, I would like. So I moved Catherine because she's having technical difficulties, but now Avery is no longer in her like view, and now I can't click on my own character. How do
You
you-
click off of Cressida,
How do you just double click her, or?
just click anywhere else on the screen. You might have to go
Oh,
into.
I'm an idiot. I got it.
Okay. All right.
I would like to read up on lobotomies themselves.
Okay. Yes.
To move Catherine
Mira,
up
go
the
ahead
stairs,
and roll
by the
me a
way.
D100.
Oh, okay, cool. So move Catherine up the stairs. You just like move her piece onto the stairs, and it'll warp her upstairs.
Yeah.
All right. You do look around Mira's shop. However, she does not seem to have medical journals in this specificity. So you might have to go look elsewhere.
What about mythical?
Mythical what?
Like mythical accounts of mind worms and shit.
You do
Well, we already got people working on the Mind Flayer thing.
you do find a
Oh.
copy of the Kama Sutra.
Oh, good to know. Okay, what's another topic I could try to study?
Leadership in the town.
So
That's what Mira's
Simon,
looking at.
yeah, and Simon's reading about seromorphosis.
You could look up the geography of the area to see if there's maybe a cave or somewhere nearby where we could find a mind flayer colony.
Yeah. Does Mira have any books about the geography or landscape of the Underdark?
Let's find out. Mira, go and roll me a D100.
I like this approach. This is similar to the fishing mini game that I do for you.
Unfortunately not, no.
Can we point out the astronomical mathematical chance, by the way, of getting the same roll on a D100 in a
It
row?
is a 1 in
Oh, wow.
1,000.
Holy shit.
Look at that. 29 and then 29 again.
Damn.
Just for the maths. I mean, I'm going to see. Oh, 24. What if that had been another 29? Oh my god, that would have been crazy.
That would have been like what? A 1 in, because you'd multiply it again.
10,000.
1 in 10,000, yeah.
Well, in case you want to know, I just rolled another D100, and I also rolled the same number twice in a row. And do you want to know what that number is?
It's a glitch.
I wonder. I wonder if that's a bug with the because no, digitally speaking, you can't actually be true randomized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anyway,
And I'm revealing what those rolls were.
Coffee grounds, I think.
Ah,
No,
two
that's
69s in a
fine.
row. Hell yeah.
All right.
you find a copy of a book called of a series of novels called Johnny Scepter. It's a story about a boy born without magical powers in a world full of wizards who's forced to live with his abusive wizard aunt and uncle.
I think I'm good on the YA fiction. I don't
It's opposite Harry Potter.
Yeah, I gathered that.
He gets invited to go to Harvard.
He's not an international student.
Yes. So
Even a further degree of separation, Richie Cobbler. He's accepted into clown college, but his mime uncle and aunt hate it, but they can't articulate it because they can't yell at him because it would break their mime creed.
Oh my god. All right, this is going too
So
far.
is Cressida? Did I hear Cressida say she's coming upstairs to help to give the help action to Mira while reading?
no,
I was
she's
just gonna
helping
say that I was
Riven.
gonna help out.
Yeah, she's helping
Oh,
him
okay.
go.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, is there a help button?
No,
No.
don't. No, it's
There-
just flavor.
There is if
Like-
you're familiar.
Yeah. Right now, Riven is just like helping Wilma with eating, make sure she doesn't like drop her cutlery or hurt herself with the tools, and you're just kind of also helping her along, kind of just checking to make sure,
You have experience with crazy people because of Scritch.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Right,
true. This does
Avery.
take place afterwards. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do now. I really.
Yeah, you can either look for something else in Mira's store, go out and see if you can find the information in other parts of town, or
You could play chess with
Choose to do
Cressida,
something
and
else.
we just do a time skip.
Actually,
Wait. Sorry.
I would like to find like a local bookstore in town if I could.
okay, yeah. So you travel pretty quick
Well,
on your
Catherine
own.
had something to say.
Oh, sorry.
Did Wilma have like any bags with her? Did she have anything in her pockets?
You have not checked her clothes since she
I did.
took them
Yeah,
all
I
from
did.
Mira's. Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did. You told
Do
me
not
you
remember
told me
that.
I didn't find anything. You told me to roll, and I didn't find anything.
Yes. Well,
I checked shortly after instructing her to put on Avery's clothes.
I see.
Izzy's probably just lying. Let me just check anyway.
I
I'm not
don't think
lying.
that Izzy would lie about checking people's pockets. She made a whole character around it.
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
that we were shocked to find out there's nothing in them, and then I forgot to follow up. But I think I was checking them because I was gonna then throw them away after giving her new clothes because her ratty ass hobo clothes don't need to be here.
Yes. But yeah, Avery, you do remember hearing about Simon and Mira going to a separate bookstore earlier in the day, where they presumably picked up the book which Mira is currently reading.
Okay.
Oh,
I'd like to
I
visit
know.
that same bookshop.
Wait, before you leave, can if you decide to stop by and let them know that you don't really know what to do right now, Mira will give you the other book that I got, which details secret loot caches basically around the city.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess I could take the geocache book, and if I see anything along the way.
Yeah, you can take that. The geocache book. It comes with a spell, so you can beep 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 beep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe I give her the information on the geocaches.
All right. Yeah. So, first, so Avery, you arrive at the bookstore. You once again see this, or not you, but the elderly tabaxi man is still there. The store is uh, fairly well to do. You know, there's a small chime bell that rings when you go in. It's on the second floor of a sort of almost like ye olde strip mall, essentially. Uh, you know, you see many shelves of books and even a scroll rack in the back corner. What forms of literature are you looking for?
Yeah, so I excuse me. I walk up to the clerk. And I kind of want to be vague about what I'm asking for. So I'm gonna say something to the effect of like, do you have any books on medical procedures, magical or non?
Okay. Yeah. He sort of like you hear like the tapping of you know, the claws on his fingers as he's sort of mulling it over, and he points to a you know, sort of section which seems to be more like based on learned or college literature. He says sometimes the students from some of the three pillar academies come here and pick up books such as those. So if what you're looking for is here, it would be in that section.
Okay. I look, I guess.
Okay.
What do I see?
Yes, you do look around. You see that, you know, there's many sort of tomes and scrolls, which are definitely like, seem to be a little bit more like study packets than necessarily what you're looking for. Just give me a second here.
Okay.
Uh, you do, however, see that among one of the tomes is something relating to clergy. However, it denotes a sort of mixing of both magical, curatives, such as, like spells, cure wounds and stuff, as well as actual physical medical science.
Okay. Okay. God, why am I clearing my throat so much? So yeah, I'll stick that book into my like basket that I'm using to
Okay.
purchase things. So yeah, I will grab that, and I also did want to look at the scroll section.
Okay. Yes. So how the scroll section generally works is you can ask about any cantrip first or second level spell. They're probably going to have most cantrips and first level spells, and they might have second level spells.
Okay. There was a thing a little while back about a transportation circle, and we wanted a scroll for that. Do they have anything like that?
Uh, that spell would be too high level for something like this. The closest thing they would have is like Misty Step, and that's a maybe.
Okay. What about detect thoughts?
Your allies already checked, and they did not have it.
Wish they did.
Okay.
Would have copied that in my book.
I am searching through my brain, my ether. What would my party members say? Do you guys have any suggestions on a scroll to pick up or to look for while I'm here? I'm searching my brain for this.
Couldn't give you a particular name.
I mean, Simon has that one spell that's like half of his life goal to find.
Simon's
Yeah, but
trying to
that's
find a wizard to cast True Resurrection.
yeah.
That's
They
a
definitely
9th
don't have
level
that.
spell.
You could try to, like, I remember at the beginning we were talking about trying to find something that could locate specifically, like, mind flayers or something like that. If there's something along those lines, I'm not certain.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
there
is there like a
definitely is
detect?
something.
Is there like a
Um,
detect life sort of spell?
I'm looking that up right now. There is definitely something.
Locate creatures, 4th level. That's a little too high above, but let me see.
And
There's
locate creature
something-
only works if you've seen the creature before, too.
We've seen at least mind flayer, like, vampire thingies before.
Mira might have seen a tadpole at some point
Mind flayer
during
vampires.
her time at the college.
Yeah,
Wait a
you
second,
remember?
Why didn't we think
killed
of
those.
that?
We've killed them. Or
I
not killed
totally
them.
erased that from my memory. You're right. We did face like illithid vampires.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Locate animals or plants and locate objects are second level spells.
Scrying is a 5th level spell, so that's probably out.
Would the worm itself be considered an animal?
It would be a life. Oh yeah, nah. Is that an animal?
Nope, still an aberration.
Specific kind of beast
It,
or
it
plant.
depends. It depends on if you're a Republican or a Democrat. When does when does life start for a mind flayer? Does it start when it's still a tadpole, or does it start after the?
Can it be like any first or second level spell or
I'm-
cantrip?
I'm pro-choice,
Yeah,
so I
they're-
support her choice to lobotomize herself.
They're pretty much
Her body, her
guaranteed to
choice.
have first level and cantrips, and then you're going to be rolling a d100 to see if they have a second level.
All right, I'm just gonna Google second level spells.
So you specifically like any you can look for any spells, but if you want to look for a spell that I can copy, it would have to be a wizard spell, just so you know. Which most spells are on that list, but not all of them.
Yeah, I figured, but I think what is Mind Sliver?
I know that spell.
Prestidigitation, Primus.
Well, I shouldn't tell you that. It'd be funny if you bought a spell and then I'm like, I can already cast that one. I can make you scrolls for that spell.
There's Detect Evil and Good. For the duration, you know if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well
That's
as where the
super good.
creature is
Yeah,
located.
I
okay.
think I have
That's
that
better.
prepared.
I think you have protection from good and evil, not detect good and evil. But I will yoink.
That's in Witchlight.
I will yoink that. I'll yoink that scroll.
Okay, yeah,
Put
you
that in my shopping basket.
yeah.
That's
Okay.
not just, for the record. I can't like learn that one, so that'll be a one-off use. So we have to use it smart.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put that in my basket.
That sucks that I can't learn that one.
Okay, what about first level
Let's see
spells?
here. Yeah, Detect Evil and Good is a first level spell, so that's
Animal Messenger? What is that? Beast Sense. Borrowed Knowledge. What is this?
I think I can
You
also
draw
do that.
on knowledge from spirits of the past. Choose one skill in which you lack proficiency for the spell's duration. Oh, okay. That's not helpful. Calm emotions.
Where did we find her?
In an
We
alleyway.
found her in a little like shantytown hut kind of thing.
And how was she sitting? Was it like on the floor or?
She was behind a
yes.
counter.
No, she was not behind a counter.
Oh, she wasn't? In my head she
No.
was.
I think you're thinking of your time at the shelter.
Locate animals or plants. Yeah, that is second level. That doesn't count.
Would she have been within view of any kind of nature?
Augury is a good spell you could get.
Yeah, I know. Augury lets you ask your god a question and it gives you a yes, no, or maybe.
Well, not necessarily. It doesn't just have to be a god, but that's one. Wait, that says cleric here, but I have this set to filter for wizards, so wizards could also get that one.
Let's see here.
Oh, it's a variant for wizards. Okay, that's why it's showing it to me. Never mind.
Oh, you know what? Zone of Truth is a second level spell. Do they have that?
I could learn that for sure.
Roll a d100.
That could be hella useful. Are you kidding me?
So was she within the line of sight of any kind of nature when we found her?
Not in the building she was in, but she was near a sort of like local park. Like the
Okay,
building
then.
was off of it. Okay, so you're gonna fly over that way. All right, Avery, you look. Yes, you do in fact find the spell
The
you
Zone
were
of
looking
Truth?
for. Yes, Zone of
Fuck
Truth.
yeah. Okay. So in my basket I have the medical journal, I have Detect Good and Evil, and I have Zone of Truth. Just for shits and giggles, do they have a copy of Augury?
Roll a d100.
Roll a 100 cast. That's not a 100.
Yes, they do.
Okay. I'll put that in my basket as well. And this is probably gonna cost a pretty penny, so I'm gonna stop shopping.
Yeah.
Wait,
Uh,
I just got done with the list of second level spells, and the last one that could be useful to us would be suggestion.
What does that do?
I
Suggest.
can suggest something to someone and get them to do it for us. So I could
You
suggest
suggest
someone.
a course of activity, influence a creature. Oh,
Up to you.
creatures that can't be charmed.
I'm the only one here that uses 5e tools, so I'm able to pull up a list instantly and filter it to however I like. So that's why I was able to pull up this list of spells so fast.
I mean, I could check. Do they have a copy of Suggestion?
is that second level?
Yep.
Yes.
Then hit me with that D100. They do not.
Okay. Then I go to the counter with my 3 or 4. I go to the counter with my stuff.
Spell scrolls are expensive, just so you know.
I know.
It's going to cost me even more to copy them in my book, but I don't mind.
I do have a pretty penny, so we'll see.
All right. Yes, you put the basket on the counter. And you see him be like, yeah. You see, you wouldn't happen to be with those other adventurers I saw this morning, would you?
No, it's just me.
Ah, I see. Well, Wallet will be a very fortunate fellow by the end of today. Let me get you rung up here. So let's see here. So you got a first level spell and then 2 second level spell scrolls and then the textbook.
Medical journal. Yeah.
All right. Yes, he brings it all up. The spells are Zone of Truth and
Augury
Augury.
and detect good and evil.
Okay. Total price will probably come about to 425 gold and 5 silver.
Okay.
For how many scrolls total?
For
Or
3 scrolls
in the
and
medical.
a can I haggle a little bit?
You can always haggle.
Sure.
What was the total? 473 you said?
425.
425. So I'm gonna
Remember,
say something to the effect of like, since I'm buying in bulk, would you be able to lower that down to 380 perhaps?
remember, you're a badass woman, and in their society, men are like nothing.
Meeper?
And she cut out. Oh, she's muted. Her dad probably came in or something.
I have the money for this, by the way. I've got 836 gold. So
Yeah, I have 898, but you shouldn't.
It's gonna take half of my
Oh,
gold
okay.
to copy the 2 spell scrolls that I can copy.
shouldn't spend it all in one place. This is how we further our goals. I'm gonna spend the amount necessary, but I'm not gonna tell him that.
If he's not willing to go down on price, try upping it a tiny bit and throwing in another item.
If he won't go down on price, then you should go down on him.
That'll probably work.
He's an elderly tabaxi man. Be ready to get some mouth splinters.
Oh god.
Oh
God.
It's also Meeper's campaign.
That was very furry coded, Tommy.
Everybody knows that cats have weird, fucked up penises.
I'm back. Whoa.
I would like to haggle him down to 380.
Okay. All right. So you're asking if you can get a bulk discount. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
I got a -1, but I'm feeling lucky.
Guidance?
You're not there. I can't receive guidance. Did it roll? Hello. Persuasion.
I think when we went there, I tried to give him my copy of the lusty lizard folk maid, and he refused.
Something's going on.
He said his shop was too high profile for such a thing.
It's signed and everything.
Please just roll the persuasion.
They
check.
rolled.
What the fuck?
It rolled. What did I
He
get?
got a 12.
I'm assuming that is not good enough.
A 13 minus 1. He's like, it is a lot. Truth be told, I don't go through most of these that often, save for the Zone of Truth. I'll take it down by 15 gold to 410, and then the 5 silver.
How about 400 even? You do that for me?
I'll do 405, but no less.
405?
I think that's decent.
Yeah, I can work with that. I hand him 405 gold and whatever amount of silver.
Yeah, 5
Actually,
silver pieces.
I mean, fuck that. I don't want to deal with change, so I'll tip him. The rest will be a tip. I do not want to deal with change.
He settled on 405 gold flat, so you don't need to worry.
No, he also
Oh.
added. Yeah.
So how much am I
Technically, it's
deducting?
all change.
How am I deducting it? Just like
He's gonna give you
400?
back.
406 gold.
He's gonna give you back
400
change in Electrum.
Okay, 836 minus 406.
All right.
430.
430.
When you do your gold on your sheet, click on the number that you have currently, and then type in
And then
minus and the number,
yeah.
and then enter, and it'll just do it for you.
Right, that works with HP too. I always forget that.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's one more thing I want before I leave, and that is to casually infer about the comment he made about going through zones of truth a lot.
You want to
Oh.
make like an insight check?
Sure. Yeah. Or okay, insight first, and if that doesn't yield anything, I'll just straight up ask him about it.
Okay.
You lean against the counter. So have you seen any Illithid recently?
So I'm gonna insight check that.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, like, you've been here long enough. You know that people have very barbed tongues. So, being able to sort of cut out the fluff of conversation and just slam someone with a zone of truth seems like a very useful tool to have in a place like this.
I'm sure he knows.
So,
a
you
thing or two
assume that
about
that's
barbed things.
forked tongues. And he, you can tell he probably goes through these scrolls a little more often than some of the other ones, just based on.
So the people around here are just very tight-lipped, it sounds like.
Come on, that was funny.
Yes.
Okay. No, that's good enough for me. Alright, I leave the store and take my goodies with me back to the tower, where hopefully the gang has done some reading.
Yes, we'll get to that in just a moment. Cressida, you have.
Catherine. Yeah. Sorry.
You are at the nearby park. It literally, it's just like an alleyway that's offshooting the park is where you found Wilma, and that's where you met Murkon the Darrow, who gave you the fluid to shut down the alchemist flame, as well as the Quaggoth, who was seemingly dead when you met them.
Okay. I'll go as close to where I remember Wilma being.
All right. Yeah, you see, there's some mushrooms and some planter pots. However, if there's any critters or anything running around, you'd have to take a more specific peek around.
No, I'm gonna speak to a plant. If there's
Okay.
like a flower.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, it's mostly just mushrooms and some lichen, some moss.
Mushroom.
Okay. I'm gonna activate mushroom.
All right.
Hey, little fella. How you doing today?
So, just some information. I cannot apparently copy down Zone of Truth. I could have swore I could. Cannot. So I apologize if that was a waste.
It's not a waste. It'll still be useful. I mean,
Yeah,
I
it'll be
just
a
bought
one-off.
stuff. Yeah. Everything I bought was bought with the intention of it being a one-off, so.
Well, you have a third spell I can learn. I can learn augury.
Alright, then you're paying me for that one.
Okay.
I can also learn augury.
I also have to pay to copy it. And
Oh, okay.
you can't copy. You can't learn it from a scroll. Only wizards can do that.
Yeah, but It's in the
Okay.
druid spell list, so on a long
Right,
rest.
right.
She
All
could
right.
prepare it.
4?
Augury is a second level spell.
Oh, it is.
You could
Okay.
prepare it if you wanted to. That was probably a waste of money. Oh well.
All right. You imbue plants within 30 feet of you with limited sentience and animation, giving them the ability to communicate with you and follow your simple commands. You can question plants about events in the spell's area within the past day.
Ooh.
That's exactly what I do.
How long have we been with Wilma? Wilma.
Like
a
half a
little
day?
bit, like, yeah, a few hours.
Yeah, you grabbed her around like just before noon. It's probably kind of getting into the afternoon now, but you did meet her yesterday, so
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, yeah. I'll imbue mushroom and first and foremost ask him how he's doing.
I am doing well. The soil is moist. They drop the rats they do not want on me, and then they are tasty.
Can you do this voice the next time you do like the recall of like the last session? Can you do this voice every time?
I'm very happy to hear that the soil is moist and you get discarded rats. That's very nice. I have a couple of questions for you, if you don't mind. Then I'll let you go back to sleep.
I see. I am not going anywhere, ever. It is wonderful.
You should pick up this mushroom and bring it home after you're done.
My life is literally perfect.
That would kill him.
My life is literally perfect.
You can pick up and move mushrooms and just replant them other places.
No, once
Yeah, but
the
he's
mushroom-
happy. He's
the mush-
happy though.
I'm sure he has like a mycelium family.
The mushroom on
Yeah.
top is simply the fruit of the mycelium roots underneath.
Oh my god, we don't need a science lesson. Let's just
Okay, so my name is Cressida. Me and my friends recently found a young lady named Wilma right in this area earlier today. She was rather disoriented and kind of really out of it. Do you recall seeing anyone like that today? Within the past, like, 24 hours?
The only time we remember seeing someone like that is when a similar person was dragged away out of that building.
Was
But
it the same?
I remember seeing you, so I think you know about that.
Okay.
I like that that it speaks in we, like
It's a hive mind.
it's like second person.
Ask its name.
I'm so sorry. What is your name?
Second?
She said 1 second.
Is Meeper looking up the god of mushrooms or something right now?
No.
Trying to think, there's a Magic the Gathering card with like a Mushroom King. Forget his name. Ryan would know.
Yeah, Meeper's mushroom voice is now my favorite Meeper voice of all time.
Mushroom.
We are called Iliotia squarosa.
Okay.
Iliotea squarosa. Very nice to meet you. Alrighty. So when you saw that person being, like dragged out, did anything stand out to you besides that?
They seemed rather limp.
So they
More
weren't, like,
so
fighting?
than most people.
So like they weren't fighting, they must have just been like conked out or something.
They seemed awake, but as if their parts that move don't want to.
I don't recall somebody being dragged out. Do you?
Is that when we dragged her out?
Yeah,
Specifically, Kratos carried her over his
Oh.
shoulder.
Oh, okay.
and it's talking about how we cast calm on it or whatever on her.
Okay. And that's the only time he remembers seeing her.
How long have I been muted?
What about other comings and goings?
Wow.
Any other?
I was just about to say, like, have you seen any, like, weird characters around here?
Many people come and go. Clerics who take care of me came by today. Did not drop off rats. Unfortunate.
Okay. I know you said you like your little ratties. Has there been any, like, weird tastes in the soil or scents in the air?
Not here. Our soil is fresh. But others of us speak of an odd taste. They do not like it. But they still grow regardless. They are strong.
Do you know where these friends of yours are that are saying that?
You see it sort of like waft some spores as if to point towards some of the houses that are on the edge of the Moith district. Or actually, no, I'm sorry, the opposite of that.
Maybe ask if it's ask them to describe the strange soil.
The mushroom here or the mushrooms that have experienced it?
Like ask our mushroom what the other mushrooms are saying specifically.
Yeah, that.
They speak of a taste. It is like rat, but rats do not live in wood, not like that. The wood does not taste as good. It tastes chewy. What is chewy?
Flesh wood? What the fuck?
The rats that live in the wood?
Hold up,
No,
hold up.
Rats do
I'm-
not live in wood.
Are we saying that the wood is chewy and tastes weird?
I,
Like
Or that
rotten
the
wood?
rats are chewy and tasting weird.
no,
like
no,
wood?
no, no, no. The rats are the only thing the mushrooms have to compare. Like the mushrooms are talking about flesh, like meat.
Like
But
rotten meat? Like rot?
I'm gonna throw this out there, but if it was talking about eating illithid stuff, that would be pretty chewy. You know, squid tentacles, they're really chewy to eat.
Well,
there are aberrant rats, right? They're called like they're called, what are
Why
they
can't I
called?
think of their name right now?
I know they're hilarious though. The fucking
Yeah, I've used them before. The mind rats.
yeah.
Oh, you just gave me an
Yeah.
amazing idea, Meeper.
They have
Cranium
a really
rats.
cool cranium rats.
Imagine coming across a whole illithid colony, but none of them are like normal medium-sized humanoids. They're all fucking mouse folk. All mouse folk illithid.
Oh, cranium. Yes. Do you have any other questions for your mushroom friend?
no, I'm just gonna go talk to the others.
You could ask if he wants to come with you.
I'm not gonna uproot this mushroom.
Aw.
He's chilling.
You could plant him in our toilet. He'd love it there.
All right. Yes, as Cressida is flying back, why don't we have all of the people who wish to do a bit of literacy give me some raw intelligence checks.
Nice.
I don't remember for certain, but did you say like a long time ago that I get some sort of bonus when I do these in relation to books?
Not in relation to books necessarily. I mean, you're already gonna have a +4, I assume, or at least a +3 because of the whole being a wizard thing. This is also, to see how much you can read in a 2-hour span.
Wow, I got a really bad roll.
I got a 23. Mira's distracted and Simon's just laser focused, taking notes and shit.
What about you, Avery?
Yeah, I'm sorry. You want an intelligence check from the book?
Yeah, for reading over this medical journal you have. Okay.
That's not very good.
Yes. Is anyone applying any rerolls, Cardiac Inspiration, etc.?
What's your intelligence stat?
Guidance. 18.
What?
Cressida is not there at the moment.
What do you
What-
mean? What?
What do you use I'm not familiar with your class, so like, what do you use
Oh.
intelligence for?
Spellcasting.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I assumed I assumed I'd have higher intelligence than you, and I saw +4, and I was like, what?
Kind of a shit thing to say.
Well, no.
Avery's- You see the fucking veins on Avery's fucking head as she's reading it. Brain power.
She looks like Sheen in that one episode.
Mega mind.
All right.
Do you come upstairs to read? Do you read with us on the couch?
Sure, but I'm not moving my placard.
Aw.
Okay. So you all are committed to those rolls, no re-rolls or anything you have?
I can
Yep.
I can offer Avery Flash of Genius one more time.
You could give me a flash of genius.
Patrick, your genius is showing.
Would a
Yeah,
12 would a 12
Yeah.
do anything for Mira?
Yeah.
It would help a little bit, yeah.
It'd help
Okay.
a lot, because then plus I'd plus my 3, and it'd be a 17 then.
I'll give Mira my last Flash of Genius.
You don't have to give it to me.
You're-
You can give it to Avery.
It's just a raw +4. It's my intelligence modifier. That's what it does. I can give you my intelligence modifier and a number of times per day equal to my intelligence modifier. So 4 times a day. And I did it.
So I have a 12 total then.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see here. We will just go down the line. All right, Simon, you learn quite a bit about the ceramorphosis process. You see that it's actually a pretty recent set of literature regarding a sort of mind flare panic that happened along the Chionthar River and in Baldur's Gate recently. It
Where the fuck
speaks-
is Baldur's Gate? I've never heard of such a place.
You've heard of these places, you just know that it's probably not something you'll be visiting without magical capabilities.
I know Simon's
sort of-
heard of Eberron from that one chick who came through the portal.
Yes.
You probably heard some stuff about the Forgotten Realms from Cressida.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
So
right. I forgot I made that canon.
it's
Wild Beyond Witchsight is in the Forgotten Realms.
yeah. So you are aware of the location,
Okay.
although you don't know much else. So yes, you learn of ways in which methodology to remove mind flare tadpoles was done. You've learned that very potent healing spells, such as heal or whatnot, can be used. You learned of a potion that could be concocted, although the creator of the Alchemist's Brew has gone unlisted or uncredited, so you're not sure. And it says otherwise that if these methods don't work, you might have a bigger problem on your hand. As for the process of ceramorphosis, it says that basically up until the point where it truly begins, like you literally slough off your skin, it can be stopped and the effects will slowly revert over about the same time period that they would have started.
Okay. So there's no really telling how long it's been since Wilma lobotomized herself.
No.
Except there is some, you said, scarring, right?
Yes. So, a lobotomy has happened. Whether or not it was tadpole related is yet to be seen. All right, let's see here. Going down the list, Mira. Mira, you get a general basic knowledge of the politics. You understand that it is a land-based political system, which means the more land a house owns, the more voting power it has. Currently, two houses make up what looks to be about 51% of the voting power, those being House Nasadra and House Dim. And then House Moikt actually only has about 5% of the land total. So it looks like they are only really in charge of this small southern, southeastern section of Newtown, Ferinaranzan. However, that was all you were really able to parse. All Elvish literature is very long and a little self-absorbed. But you are, for better or for worse, studious. So you have just sort of been reading through anecdotes and whatnot regarding it that don't deliver too much other useful information beyond that. Avery, you look through this medical journal. You see that it is about a year old, so it might be considered outdated if you were a student. However, it seems to be specifically relating to a cleric academy within Old Town Ferinaranzan called the Great Pillar of Order. And it speaks, again, of both how to call upon gods, specifically Kaio, in order to perform magical rites, as well as ways in which such things might fail, as well as how to use more practical medical science to save on having to rely on magic. You kind of skim through the beginning pages, find a glossary, and then it talks about more like out there procedures. You look around, you cannot find anything specifically related to the removing of mind flare tadpoles. You don't know if that's because it's not in there or if that's because they use a different word for mind flare, perhaps in Drow, that you don't understand. But you do learn that most accredited medical places within Ferinaranzan do often have the sort of head medical technician have a item called a ring of X-ray vision in order to scan people for things that could not be seen otherwise that might be negatively affecting their health.
That is very Geiger, very alien. I like that. Well, I report my findings to my friends, and I'm like, well, we could take her there, or we could just visit ourselves, but it seems like a good lead.
Yes, and by this point, Cressida has returned. She presumably has told you about the information which she accrued from her new mushroom friend.
I wasn't done yet.
Oh, I thought you said you were.
I was done with that mushroom. I wanted to
Oh,
apply
okay.
it to the other mushrooms.
Okay, yeah, you can go find another mushroom and cast up the spell. Where are you going?
And I go in the direction that he pointed to. The
All right.
mushrooms that he said were tasting weird things in the soil.
Yes, you follow them and you see on some of the buildings in the sort of southern portion of the area, kind of off of the park, you do see that, there are some mushroom caps growing out from sort of almost underneath the floorboards of these old mildewy smelling buildings.
Are they within 30 feet of where I originally cast the spell?
No.
Okay. Okay, casting the spell again. Okay,
All right.
I'll let them wake up.
Yep, you see the mushrooms. It's like a set of 3 shelf mushrooms, all kind of wake up.
Hi, my name is Cressida Merwick. I am a bone fairy, and I just spoke to your friend across the lawn. Illithus? I reiterate the name. And, and they were telling me about some weird things you'll be tasting in the soil around here lately. Can you tell me anything about that?
Okay. Uh, yeah, you see the mushrooms one after another go, yeah, sure, okay.
That's adorable.
Yes, they go on to explain, we eat what we can, nutrients and whatnot. Come easy, stronger, better.
And
But
lately, it's been tasting weird?
lately it's been odd. If we had teeth, we could chew it, but we don't.
Okay. If you guys are responsible for eating all the weird stuff that falls, but you can't chew that, where is it now? Is it just buried?
Buried, but buried in wood, buried in stone.
Buried below you. Like since you came into contact with it but couldn't really eat it? Is it kind of just like in the dirt at your feet?
Not even below. Again, these are shelf mushrooms. They're kind of growing out the side of the bottom of the house.
Oh. And there's no like. I thought you said they were growing out of floorboards.
They're like, it's like as if the house has like a foundation, and they are growing out of the area where like the foundation and the wall meets.
Okay, and I'm outside, right?
Yes.
Okay. And there's no kind of weird, chewy, fleshy bits in the soil below. I couldn't really understand their answer.
It seemed like they were saying that it is sort of there, but it also seems to be within the walls itself.
The walls itself. Okay. Does that mean it's been like picked apart and distributed trying to be eaten by you guys? Or is it just different pieces in different places?
It's all over, kind of weird, speckled, spattered, like spores, but if they got stuck. And we taste them, but we jeer away.
Okay. But the fleshy bits are bigger than spores, right?
Some, yes, some, no. All shapes and sizes.
Do you think any piece that you might be familiar with, at least around you, would be at least half the size of me?
Much smaller. Very small. Smaller than us. Smaller than you. It hides.
Where's the last place you saw one? Would you be able to point one out?
We taste it right now. It stays hidden. You won't see it. We can feel it.
Maybe that's the rot. The rot is tadpoles in the walls and shit, and they're burning it out.
I'm thinking.
It's actually reminding me a lot of a Lovecraft short story.
Wilma
right now.
did say that the rot was real rot. It wasn't just.
I did say it might be rotting wood.
Well, we know that the rot is more than just metaphorical. Like we found that out.
All right. I say our next course of action should be to find the next building that's set to be demolished because of the rot. See if we can't use our connections to House Dim to say, hey, can we take a look around before you burn this place down? Don't worry, we won't impede you. We just want to investigate just a tiny bit. You know, that kind of deal.
I
How do you
wasn't
guys
done
feel
with my
about that?
mushroom friends.
You can keep talking to mushrooms.
Do you guys know of any other mushrooms that have experienced weird things like that lately? Out of the ordinary?
Most of us around here have, but eventually further away, it goes away. And then it comes
Sure.
back.
So it's mainly localized.
Goes
Here
away,
and
comes
there.
back.
Does anything maybe with the weather happen that, or anything else, that like corresponds to when it leaves and comes back?
There is no weather, just light. Dark, bright. Dark, bright. We like the dark, not the bright.
I love this Cressida RP because we never get any.
House Mointh is burning down buildings. If it goes away and gets better, it's probably that. It's probably
That would explain the dark and light.
I think the Dark and Light
Oh,
is
yeah.
talking about their day-night cycle they have down here.
Yeah.
But it's the Underdark. There is no day-night cycle, is there?
Yeah, there's the big-ass gem that goes on and off. Right?
I don't
Nice.
recall this. Is there?
Yeah.
I don't recall.
Yeah, it's like a pillar that has a subtle glow to it during the day, and then it turns off during the night.
Oh, I guess I just wasn't paying attention then. My bad.
It's only been mentioned 100 times.
It's only been mentioned 100 times. Go fuck yourself.
Meeper laughed, which means she knows I'm right.
Meeper will laugh at anything.
Except that. Haha. I'm just funnier than you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I doubt that.
You're looking.
All right.
Meeper, you're a
Uh,
precious DM, you know that?
Do you have any other questions for our fungal friend here, Cressidia?
Not really.
Chrysidia.
Chrysidius.
I was going to say Chrysidius as well.
Alrighty then. Yes. Do you do anything else before you return to Mira's shop?
Yes, I am going to kiss them each on their 3 little caps. And thank them.
All right.
You get a cold sore?
You get a
Bitch, I
cordyceps.
didn't have those.
You get a
You get a
cordyceps.
fungal-
I've never had a cold sore
Fungal infection?
You get a
I'm
cordyceps.
thinking as Cressida.
as Cressida.
Yeah. You hear them go in unison again. Goodbye. Be well. Stay safe.
Consume
I'm just
moisture.
labeling them in my
I
head.
don't
Their
know.
names are Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
I don't know how-
Patrick and Harris.
Neil, Patrick, and Harris.
I don't know how you can resist not taking one with you. They're so adorable.
Because
Because
it
I
would
don't
kill
want trouble.
them.
Cressida has respect for nature.
Yeah, like seriously, like ever since I was little, like in real life, my mom taught me like if everyone picks the pretty flowers, then there will be no more pretty flowers to pick. Same
Your-
go with happy mushroom guys.
Yeah.
Your mom
You-
is the town guard in Skyrim that kills me every time I try to pick a flower outside Whiterun.
Yeah. Look, you have a planter box or two of either flowers or mushrooms or what have you that you've been taking care of in here. You can talk to them. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know how
There's
much they'll have to say.
right here. There is actually in the shop right here. I'm trying to ping it, but I can't ping right now for some reason. But
Select your token and unselect it. There's literally a flower jar right next to you here.
yeah, I know I can see it. I can't click my token either.
Oh, are you in drawing mode still?
Oh, you know what? That might be it. There's some mushrooms right here. See them, Cassie? Or Catherine?
Well, she's not gonna waste another spell slot casting mushrooms that are in the tower that just look at
You don't-
dust
No,
gather.
no. You don't
I've
have
already
to.
wasted
No,
two
no, no, no.
healing.
Don't waste this. I'm just saying, look, we got friends for you here too.
Yeah, but they're not the same.
They're not
No,
the same. When Meeper and I did this place, we gave everyone little things for them, right? And look, we gave you some bones, and we gave you some mushrooms.
Bone.
Did you not notice these bones over here on the map? There's a spinal cord here.
All right.
These
Somebody
are for
else
you.
take the reins for a minute.
So, I assume you return home, Cressida.
Yeah, I'm gonna recount my findings, mainly to Simon, but also to make sure that one else hears.
All right. So yes, you all
And I'm
meet
gonna
up
also
once again.
Sorry,
It's
just that like maybe he check it out or something.
okay. Yeah, it is getting a little late in the afternoon, but does not mean that there is still some time in the day to spend. You all gather up your collected information regarding Krista learning from the mushrooms that there might be something more going on with this rot thing. The mushrooms tasting chewy things in the walls.
Before we go too far forward, while they were all out, did anything happen with Walma?
Oh, yeah, you helped her eat. You sense that like she almost seems like a little upset that this is happening, but she also seemed hungry, so she is just eating and letting you help her. Other than that, you see that her general lack of dexterity is meaning that she's kind of slowly slumping out of her chair, and you kind of help her readjust back up into it, but she definitely seems floor bound. But otherwise, she's been mostly silent, most kind of speaking to herself, or sort of like occasionally maybe picking at a scab or something.
Mm-hmm.
I can't learn any of those scrolls, by the way. 5e Tools lied to me.
Nice.
Look at the sweets.
It listed augury as a wizard spell, but apparently it's not, and I can't even find the situation where a wizard could learn it outside of a feat. So
I'm pretty sure divination wizards can learn it as part of their leveled spells. I think that's why it's listed there.
okay.
Place
Alright.
that shit. Holy shit.
So yes, you all have some spell scrolls, you have some leads, you have the knowledge, the power.
Now we just need
Sleep.
the action.
She said it's getting late in the afternoon, so I think there's still time for us to go out and do stuff.
Well-
I'm going to take Ada out into town, and I'm gonna see if I can't find any buildings that seem like they're being prepped for cleansing.
Well, shouldn't we? Okay, are we splitting up then? Because we have a few leads. We have the Pillar of Golden Order or whatever.
I'll come to the group and I'll ask what everyone thinks we should do. But Simon will posit that idea to the group, going to see if there's somewhere that's scheduled to get demolished that we can investigate before it's burned.
I just
could
realized
all-
that it said Golden Order, like Elden Ring.
Yeah.
You can all discuss it over dinner because Mira's gonna get cooking for everybody. Interestingly enough, Mira is preparing some steamed mushrooms.
No, it's not.
That's either Morgan's or Brandon's drawing of Brandon's vasectomy cock.
Wait, I have to zoom
What?
out now and figure out the fuck we're talking about.
Wait,
On my character sheet.
wait. When we visit them in person,
Yeah. Morgan signed it. I forget if Brandon or Morgan drew it.
What happened?
take a
I'm
picture of
yeah.
it. Apparently, you drew a vasectomy on her character sheet.
Highly doubt that.
How do you
Well,
draw on a
signed
sheet?
it.
You signed it. You literally signed it, Morgan, with a little happy face.
Catherine manages most of her things on a physical sheet.
Oh.
She's old school like that.
Yeah,
It's in
considering
Pelican.
she's like 5 years younger than all of us.
She
Excuse
is
me?
2 years younger than me.
I thought she was older than you.
Well, that makes
She's
her
27.
4 years younger than me and Izzy at the very.
Are you bragging about
Don't even
being?
talk about Morgan, the 16-year-old.
Are you bragging about being old? Embarrassing.
I'm not bragging about being old. There was nothing braggadocious about my tone.
Maybe that was a discussion about how a vasectomy works, because I can't think of anything else that would be.
Yeah,
Oh wait,
know
were we
either.
talking
I
about
literally
castration?
remember it.
Were we talking
It
about
looks-
castration? Because that looks more like castration than a
No,
vasectomy.
it was right after Brandon got his vasectomy. You were drawing like a diagram.
And you
That's
signed it, which is so funny to me.
I did in fact sign it, yeah.
The doctor's note.
Where was... Oh, this is taken at your house. I thought for a second that's the same blanket color I'm under, and I'm like, wait a minute. You took a picture at my house?
Hang on a minute.
Someone cooked here.
Someone cooked here.
You can see my little splint in the upper right.
Well, that's
Are you-
good.
Are you streaming all of this, Tommy?
Yeah, but
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I can't.
It can't be
honestly-
the worst thing he streamed. It's fine.
There's also no way to show. I'm only streaming Firefox. There's no way for me to show the drawing.
Meeper brings over a large platter of steamed mushrooms to the table for everyone to eat for dinner.
Meeper would do that.
Yep. Meeper will also remind you that you should still
Mira,
rations out of your character sheets.
I've been taking out one ration every time I do that, and I'm assuming when people, because you all are eating throughout the day, I assume you're marking it off for your ration too. It's like a joint ration thing.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, you will mill about the shop and eat and begin
But
to...
it's only one ration a day though, right? Even though it's 3 meals, it's one ration a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I thought so.
So yes, discuss amongst yourselves what you wish to do with your leads.
So, given what we know about the rot and our friend Wildman here, methinks there might be something sinister happening with that rot. I personally think we should go and see if there's a building set to be burned down and see if they would allow us in. And if not, we should maybe sneak in.
Well, okay. That is certainly one way to go. And I feel like we could split up on this. Like, you and somebody could do that. I want to take Wilma to the pillar of the golden clerics or whatever it's called and get answers.
I'll go with you and Walma.
And perhaps if they are, you said they're clerics?
It's a cleric institution that
Perhaps
they
might-
focus on physical medicine instead of magical medicine.
perhaps
Are they in
Well,
this
they-
town?
They're in Old Town.
Well, okay, so to explain it, it is a book from what appears to be a school. You sort of reading through the book, surmise through context clues that it seems as if there's like 3 major institutions in Old Town called the Pillars of Findam, and the most major one is called the Great Pillar of Order, which is dedicated to order clerics. But anyone who basically goes through and becomes a cleric and decides to start a practice of some kind will most likely employ the Ring of X-ray Vision, which was mentioned.
Yeah,
So-
and I want to take Mira there because she speaks Drow, because there was some stuff in the book I couldn't understand because they were in Drow.
What makes you think Mira can speak Drow?
I You're right.
Racism.
You see a brown a brown person and you're like, they speak Spanish for sure.
You see a purple person, they must speak Drow. Yeah,
Well, you're also a Drow woman, so you get
I'll go.
some modicum of respect as well.
Oh no, a drow? Assuming a drow speaks drow? Damn.
Assuming a Mexican speaks Spanish, that's so weird.
Oh, this is a long time ago, but I was DMing a campaign, and very, very early on, someone had a character that spoke Dragonborn, even though they weren't, or Draconic, even though they weren't a Dragonborn or anything. They just chose it off the blue, and they needed to talk to someone to convince them of something, and the person they were talking to was Dragonborn. And they were like, I'm going to speak to them in their own language to try and like convince them. And I immediately was like, okay, they respond in common. What, you think because you speak the same language as me, we're friends? That's kind of fucking racist. I immediately swatted them down. I punished them for their creativity. Yeah, I'll go.
Who's gonna go with Simon?
I like the trope of, like, maybe elves are insulting a human behind their back
I
because
think
they don't understand. They don't think that the human speaks English or speaks Elvish, and the human in perfect Elvish goes, "Oh, hey, don't worry about it." Blah 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 blah. You know.
I think that Sneaky McSneaker Pants should go with Tommy. Should go Simon.
Ribbon.
Yeah, I'll go.
Because y'all are gonna try and sneak into a building that's about to be lit on fire.
Would you like a refresher on the plan?
No, I'm good. I was listening.
Cool. So, this is all still. We still have to find this place first. We don't actually know when the next demolition is scheduled.
Kratos, can you stay here with our new friend?
Kratos is a
He
corpse.
runs.
I know. I'm hoping Meeper will play Kratos for a second.
So as far as I'm aware, what Cassie was saying is she wanted to bring.
Oh, we're bringing her with us.
Wilma
Okay, yeah,
with
let's do
you
it.
all.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it then.
I want to
Okay.
take her to get seen by a professional.
So, we'll meet back up here around nightfall. How's that sound?
How long is it till this place's version of Nightfall, Meeper?
I said it was like 2
probably-
p.m.
I was thinking more like 4 p.m. earlier, so yeah, it's probably only going to be like, 4 hours at most.
Let's meet up at midnight.
Ash midnight at the tower.
Here.
So like at your tower, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. I like that actually. Let's all call it the tower. I like that.
Let's just call it the Midnight Clock Tower.
If y'all want to give it a cool clubhouse name, Mira's all for it.
I like the
Midnight
tower
Brewery.
personally. I think the tower is dope. Just the tower.
One of us is like, all right, let's all head back to the tower, and then it pop on the screen. It's
You give it some like ridiculously long name, like the Priory of the Library of Alexandria of like
Of
the
the-
longest fucking.
of the Forgotten Sainthood.
You have to say it every single time.
Yeah.
Every
All right, well,
single
I'm going.
every single building and institution in this game is about as long as a Fall Out Boy title.
Alright.
Cassie and I will each put an arm over our shoulder of this woman and help her along.
I think
Alright.
Cressida should come with us as well. Well, how many?
Yeah.
Oh, so are we splitting the group down evenly? So it's me and Mira, and then Tommy and Morgan, and then okay. So Cressida's the odd one out. Cressida should come with.
They
Who
have
should Cressida go with?
they have the big cat.
Oh, they do have the panther.
Honestly, I think Cressida should go with them because Cressida is tiny and can fly and could maybe go up through a window or something, and also B, turn into a bug or something and crawl into the walls. I don't know. It's a lot of opportunities for her with what they're doing.
Or turn into a spider and get fucking murdered.
Yeah.
You instantly turn back into your normal self though when that happens.
Yeah, but then that one takes the HP damage, and this is also something that definitely almost happened to Crusted.
This is something that did happen to my old character from Isos campaign.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
The crow
are you talking about
incident.
the crow cave? Oh my
Yeah.
god, that shit was so
Yeah.
funny. I
You
love it. Oh, it's so good.
You transform into a spider, and Meeper's like, you have the uncontrollable urge to go into people's mouths while they're sleeping.
Elmo
Yes.
really found every possible way he could to get himself murdered.
Yeah,
at
I
like
think
every.
Ilma
was death
died.
prone.
Ilma died more than anyone else in that entire campaign.
All right. Okay, so you all split up. Is there any group in particular which wishes to take the first block?
I volunteer, Simon.
Yeah, someone was gonna volunteer Simon too, so
Okay, so you all head out. You are sort of in the northern district of Ferronaranzan, and yeah, you're just going to look for a place that is condemned.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for. I'm remembering how they. One of those dudes almost nailed the eviction notice to the door of Mira's little clubhouse. I'm gonna look for any more of those on anybody else's building.
Is Kratos going to keep an eye on the shop while we're gone?
Yeah, he's just gonna sit there, and like if somebody walks in and tries snooping around, he's going to just. You're gonna come back and be like, Kratos,
Does
why
Kratos
is
have
there a dead drow in our building?
Does Kratos have a decent customer service voice? Like if somebody comes in to buy some books from Mira?
No.
No.
He has a decent, get
No.
the fuck out of here voice.
Yeah, that's about it.
Put the money.
Excuse
Excuse
me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Can you recommend a book, please? All right, here. Oh, what is it? A book. But a book on what? Reading.
Yeah, that's about it. That's pretty spot on.
Wait. I just thought of something. Do you guys want to take the scrolls I bought with you? I feel like you could maybe use them more than we would at the Cleric Institute.
Ooh, interesting.
And I can't learn any of them, Cassie, if you weren't here when I said that, by the way.
Well,
I was here.
use them.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
can use them, but I can't learn them.
I feel like it would behoove you guys more to have them in your possession than me, so I give them to you.
Which ones were they?
We
It
should
was
save them.
Augury, Detect Good and Evil, and Zone of Truth.
We should save the Zone of Truth for like a big, like a boss in charge person, like for someone top dog. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, Avery hands you all 3 scrolls before we split up, just retroactively.
Meeper, what does it look like, Avery and I transporting this woman? Like, how does that work for us?
Isn't there like a movie where like they're dragging a guy's corpse around with sunglasses on him?
Weekend at Bernie's.
That's it. Weekend at Bernie's. She's kind of like that, but she is at least a little bit more lucid. Like she tries to walk and follow you, but eventually, you occasionally feel her put her weight on you enough to where she definitely would have just fallen over if it wasn't for you both being there.
Tommy can go first, but side note to Cassie, we should totally, while we're out, try to get her a wheelchair. Just to have in general. We can like seatbelt her into it and be able to move around easier.
Simon will make her a wheelchair.
Yeah. We'll rent one for now, or we'll try to, and then Simon can build her one proper.
Just go by the local Walmart and get one of the little like cart things.
Yeah, is there a Walmart around here? Okay,
Yeah.
Google, route me to Walmart.
A power wheel?
Yeah, get her one of those.
There's no Walmart. It's only a Fitzwell.
Damn.
Okay, then let's just get
What's
it
a
on Amazon.
Fitzwell?
No, but
Fitzwell in your mouth.
I think I think that a wheelchair would fit within the confines of what you can make, like actually, like on, like by rules from your class. So that's cool.
It would be really, really easy. I just need some scrap metal.
Yeah.
I think Simon's proficient with Tinker's tools, so he can just probably do that with a check.
We'll get you some materials on our way back.
Yeah. While we're out looking for places that may have already been condemned in the past, I'm just going to be looking for like scrap metal and other such things. But I am primarily searching for the condemned signs that were nailed to the door.
All right. Yeah, you look around for a while. You and Ribbon, as you go, see people coming in and out. But eventually you hear a bit of a commotion, sort of, a little bit deeper in the heart of Moith territory. And you see what appears to be two Duragar men sort of talking in not necessarily I just restarted the foundry. Not necessarily
Uh-oh.
in an argumentative tone, but in a like
I'm
you
back.
can tell if they're frustrated in some way at the situation, as they seem to be talking to one of the hands of Moix. But you're still a little too far away to really get an idea of what the conversation is.
I'm gonna start getting closer.
right.
Riven, my friend, you could stick to the shadows and wait for my signal. If he doesn't let me in, I'm gonna touch my nose at you. That's your signal to try and sneak in the back, all right?
I'm gonna go and do finger guns and just vanish.
Melt into the shadows.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah, go and give me a stealth check.
Riven just crouches in front of you, and you can obviously still see Riven, but you're like, okay, yeah, sure. It's like Skyrim
Must have been the
sneaking.
wind.
Get
Yeah,
used to it, Reaper. Must have been the wind. This plus 10. I don't feel like putting plus 10 on there.
Well, it was a
That
nat
plus
20.
10.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
sorry.
That's a 36.
you give finger guns to Simon, and Simon, you do the finger guns back, but you blink while you're doing them, and then Riven is just gone.
Like the best Batman disappearance ever.
Yeah. All right, Simon. So, are you just gonna eavesdrop at first, or are you
Yeah,
going
I'm gonna
to?
get closer, and as I'm approaching, I'm gonna try and listen to the conversation. Once I'm up to them, I'm gonna be like, "Well, now there seems to be some sort of ruckus. What's going on here?" You know.
In case you forgot, Crescent is with you, by the way.
Oh yes, yeah. So if there's any butting in you want to do about anything, Cressida, let us know. Uh, yeah.
I'm
So
gonna
as you're
have.
approaching,
I'm sorry. I am gonna have Ada, stick with Riven
alrighty.
if possible. So
Yeah. Ada will just hide under Riven's cloak for now.
yeah.
So yes, as you're approaching, you see the two Duragar talking to this hand of Moix, and they're like, "Bloody, if you're not burning down the place, can we at least stay there? It's we already got our stuff out, but we can't exactly take a bed out. We'd like somewhere to stay. Don't feel like roughing it." And you said there's a postponement on this burning thing. And you see the hand of Moix be like, "We don't know how long the postponement will last. It could be only a couple more hours, it could be days. For now, though, the place is condemned. You'd be best to stay out of it." You see the other... Yes?
I'm sorry. Did you say that this place was among the condemned?
You see the hand of Moith kind of turn to you, and he's like, "That's correct. This place was set to be burned. However, when we attempted to apply the alchemist's fire, it seemed to be unfunctional. As such, it is currently being postponed until we can gather the resources necessary."
Fascinating. Well, I am a man of magic and science, so if you would like some help in the future with that, let me know. But in the meantime, and I pull out the talisman, my friends and I, well, rather my constituents and I are conducting a private investigation. And we were wondering if it would be within your jurisdiction to allow us into this building. Just for a bit to gather some independent evidence.
All right. Yeah, so you flash your badge. You see the two Duragar kind of like side-eyeing each other and like looking at each other like they're kind of surprises happen. You see there's sort of an unnearing amount of silence and time where you can't get any emotion from behind this like gas mask from the hand of Moix. uh, uh, and he says, uh, hmm. Normally, House Dim has no jurisdiction over this place. However, seeing as how there's currently no ETA, I'll allow such a thing as a sign of good faith between the houses. And he steps aside to allow you in.
I very much appreciate that. And I'm gonna fake sniffle, and I'm gonna touch my nose as if to rub it, signaling for Riven to go on in. I'm gonna like
slip in.
I'm gonna do like that noble curtsy bow thing that people do, and I'm gonna go on in and close the door behind me.
Yes. As you start to go in, you see the two Duragar are trying to follow you in.
My friends, worry not. This is a private investigation, and I shall not disturb any family photos, and I guarantee any money that you have in here will remain in here.
They say, we told you as your constituents, we already got our things out. We just, it's nicer to sleep in the bed, than you don't, at least for now, while we're in between houses. And you see him kind of elbow you in the ribs as he kind of gives a sneering smile to the drow.
Well, as long as you don't break anything, I suppose. Come on in, constituent.
Yes, and they follow you in. Riven, you are already in the building by this point. You see Simon walk in with two Duragar behind him, who clearly make themselves at home as they enter.
You realize as soon as I leave, you have to leave as well. Because once my investigation, and I do air quotes, is over, they will still burn this place to the ground.
Aye, but I don't know if you heard there, fella. They had their whole batch of the alchemist fire stuff they used to ensure a controlled burn. Well, I'd say go up in flames, but rather the opposite. So they're about as flammable as a lame duck.
They did mention something about that, yes. Well, as long as you don't interfere with my business, I suppose I won't interfere with yours.
Aye, you better not. And you see him kind of go and hop on one of the nearby beds, just kind of lay back. He like undoes his belt, and you see kind of like his gut fall out of his shirt a little bit as he just hangs back.
Riven, Ada, do keep an eye on them.
I'm just gonna stick a thumbs up out from the shadow and then tuck it back in.
I'm going to as I'm gonna start like investigating a little. I'm gonna start like picking up like vases and photos and seeing if there's any traces of like a distinct unique mold or some kind of mildew. And if not, I'm gonna start like looking for patches of soft wood where something might have burrowed, maybe silverfish-esque things, or maybe Oh, great, actually. Do you think now would be a good time to use that detect good and evil spell scroll to see if there's any aberrations nearby within 30 feet?
It's up to you.
Avery gave those to us specifically for our little investigation here, so I think I am gonna burn that one. The detect good.
Let me. Would it be beneficial for me to do pop my thing real quick since it's less expensive than a spell scroll,
I'll
so that we
say
can see if it's within a mile? And then if there's nothing within a mile, then it makes sense not to do it.
okay. I'll concede. That's pretty good.
Okay.
But if it's
What
within a
is it? This
mile,
one. This one.
if it's within a mile, I will go ahead and use the scroll here in the house.
Yes, you do sense aberrations within a mile of you.
Anything
Great.
else? Just for funsies.
Kind of the same
Okay.
assortment of things. You don't sense a fae.
No, well, that's not with us right now. So
Aberrations and undead, essentially.
Cressida's
those are
with
the
them,
main
so he should feel fae.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot Cressida went with you all. So, yes, you do sense a fae.
Interesting. Right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and burn that scroll.
Okie dokie.
If you know what's good for you, you'll ignore any sounds that come from elsewhere in this house.
Yeah, you see he's gone from like his like sitting position to just like fully on his back, and he's like, yeah, fucking fuck.
Do whatever you want. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, it's not. I didn't add the scroll to my inventory, but I am using it. So consider it used.
All right, you burn the spell, and for a place which is seemingly being saved from burning, as you turn on the scroll, you see in little blips of red, it's as if a paper all around you within the walls has begun to catch fire. The cinders have begun to burn on it, but it is still just before catching fire. But there is no heat, there is no burning. It is just a sense of aberrant creatures, as if in the walls around you, like a constellation of odd invaders.
Yo, we
Oh,
were right.
no.
We were right.
Cough,
Oh,
cough.
no.
I was right.
That
Wait,
is-
I just went to go pick up something from outside. What happened? What did
We-
you write about?
I burned this. Meeper, say that again, because that gave me chills.
You cast the spell Detect Good and Evil around you, as if the walls turned to paper, beginning to catch flame like cinders, and holes burning in them are red splotches. But there is no heat, there is no fire, just the speckled red dots of aberrant creatures like invaders within the walls.
Oh my god, there were creatures in
Yeah.
the walls. Holy shit.
The
I
rot.
fucking knew it.
The rot is aberrations. What we can only assume is mind flayer tadpoles. Oh my god, Newtown is a fucking Newtown. Old Town.
But
Wait,
they're
which one is
but
Old
they're
Town? We're in Old Town. or
burning
Newtown?
it.
Old Town is to the north. You're in Newtown.
Or Newtown.
But they're
reminds me a
burning
lot.
it though.
They're burning it to keep the mind flayers at bay. My theory is that they're doing this to keep the public in blissful ignorance. They're calling
So-
it the rot and saying that it's to
Right.
avoid. Oh my gosh.
So that halfling fucker,
Can
he's
I?
probably he's probably an illithid or something. Because like we just helped the illithid. We prevented them from burning down the buildings.
I'm gonna look at the Durgar. Do they? If this spell lasts for 30 minutes or 10 minutes, do they have any aberrant dots in their skulls?
Seemingly no.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Is there an upstairs or somewhere where I can go where they won't see me do this?
The only real place you can go is like this is one room that sort of has like a cut in half wall in order to make a kitchen,
The-
and then a small closet where there is a chamber pot.
The place is getting burnt down. I don't think they're going to care if you
Yeah,
punch
yeah,
a hole
you're
in the
right.
wall.
You're right. I'm going to take that short sword I don't use, and I'm going to cut as much of the wall open as I can to try and extract a whatever this aberration in here is, be it illithid tadpole or some sort of other
And-
nightmare horror. And I'm
And
going
Meeper, before
to
you say it, if it's microscopic, then he can at least grab the piece that it's on.
I'm gonna put whatever it ends up being in one of my beakers and cork it.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, you take the time. It's fairly indented in the wall. It takes about until the end of the spell's casting time to continuously dig at the wall. You see one of the Durgar kind of like motions to the other one and then like points at you, and then you see the other Durgar like kind of like raise his head up, look at you, and he's just like fuck it. As you eventually manage to dig out a fairly large splinter of the wall where you saw one of the bigger spatterings of this. It's maybe at most the size of like a pinto bean, but it is there. You take it out and you put it into a empty elixir bottle and you cork it on the top.
What is the size of a pinto bean?
Pretty small.
What?
Pretty small. Like I think
No,
about the
no.
size of
No. What? What?
the aberrant thing that he saw.
Yeah.
Right, we're asking. What is it? Describe it.
It's still in the wood. He was only
Oh,
able to
okay,
Yeah,
get a
okay.
chunk of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you said we got like a bean-sized tadpole out of the wall.
I understood what you meant. I'm gonna once we get back. This is most alarming. We should go and speak with the rest of them at once. In fact, perhaps we should go and have a little chat with the leader of House Moith.
Cut to me and Cassie? Question mark.
Yeah. So you all are done there. You're not gonna investigate anything else.
I'm going
Got
to
one.
ask if the two Duragar knew anything about this because they gave me a look.
All right. Yeah. You show them a vial with a splintering of wood in it,
This may
and
not
they just kind of look.
this may not seem like much, but there is something very sinister burrowing deep into your walls.
Pookie, I'm in your walls.
Ah, I see.
Did you-
Cool. No.
This. You need to get out of here as soon as possible.
That's what they've been saying.
I'm telling
You
you
see
this.
kind
I'm telling you this as an outsider who just.
Let her finish.
Okay.
No, that was it. He was just kind of adjusting his belt. You see his fat gut kind of slosh around a bit.
I'm telling you this as an outsider whose stomach just sank as soon as I cast that spell. You are in more danger than I think anyone has ever been, ever, and I think that's why people are burning the buildings down.
Make me a persuasion check.
He's got a goal to just create mass hysteria down here.
I'm lucking that. Much better.
All right. Yeah, you see him. He's kind of adjusting his belt, messing with the notches on it, and he kind of like funnily looks up at you, and instead of listening to your words, he sort of listens to the soul in your eyes, and you see him kind of like pause, and he clears his throat. And he's like, "All right, better safe than sorry." Is an old motto from the mines.
Take this.
Well,
I'm going to slip him a couple of gold for the inn. You and your brother, your friend, whoever this is, stay safe.
Let her finish.
you're fine, by the way, Tom. Uh,
Yeah, Catherine.
Yeah, he's just like, I see. Well, thank you. Uh, you see him, he like goes to grab his pillow and then he thinks about it and he just kind of sort of sets it to the side.
I,
And you see him,
I gave him the
uh,
EBGBs.
you see him and the other Duragar leave, and he kind of talks to the Hand of Moik. Then he's like, "All right, we've said our piece with this place. When our constituent here finishes, make sure you get to sending this place back down to the nines as fast as you can, eh?" And you see him walk off as he sort of readjusts his belt, tucks in his shirt again, and he starts heading north to the Chateau d'Idri.
I'm going to give the Mointh Guard my last flask of Alchemist's Fire. Here, you have this.
Yeah, you see him look it over, and he's like, "Oh, I see."
I'm
And kind of like taps it, and you see it sort of like spark a little bit, and he's like, "All right, well, thanks."
I am sorry for wasting your time. And I'm gonna
all right.
I'm gonna shuffle off as quickly as possible, like clearly checking my clothes for like tadpoles or bugs or anything, because like Simon is freaked the fuck out right now.
All right. Yeah,
And gesturing for
heading
Riven
back to Mira's shop.
Gesturing for Riven to do the same.
Yeah, you
Like-
begin heading back to Mira's shop. In the distance, you begin to see smoke
The tower.
billowing out. The tower, even though it's not a tower.
No, it's the tower.
The lovingly named tower. You see smoke billowing out from behind you, normally a sign of dismay, but somehow seems comforting to you in this moment. As we go to Mira and Avery, who still have Wilma slung over their shoulders. So I will remind you, you have been to a medical facility while being here. It was actually one of the first places it was actually the place you woke up at when you arrived here. So you consider that as an option, or you can, of course, try heading to Old Town Fair in Aranzan. However, you are aware that that will probably be a long trip.
So that
Like
there was
more than a
3
day, or
institutions.
I'm sorry, say again, Cassie?
You said that there was 3 institutions, and one of them is like the major one. That's the one I want to go to.
Okay, that is in Newtown, Fair in Aranzan, which means you'll have to catch a ferry and go upriver, which you assume will take some time.
Burying a ransom.
is that going to be like a multi-day type trip?
Not multi-day, but it'll take a while. Like it's probably you should get your affairs in order in this town before you head to Newtown, because it is a commitment. I'll put it like that.
Maybe we should just take her to a healing place here in this town then.
Is there an institute here nearby, like one of the lesser ones?
Yes, you are aware of one, that being the one you were taken to after that whole getting fireballed incident. That would be, let's see here. The Skiki Kosflash, a clinic which is attached to the Chamber Home, which is the most major church to Kaio within Newtown Fair in Aranzan. It's to the northeast of the Moik territory.
Okay, well, we can check that out first, because a day-long ferry trip might be better with our entire group.
And the token fairy.
Hmm. I'm not xenophobic. My friend's a fairy. My token fairy.
All right. So you all approach, or you three approach the Skikiko Flush. Uh, there you enter in. You see the secretary. He's there, and somebody walks in with a person slung over two different people's shoulders, and you see him immediately move to offer aid. Sorry, I was getting a drink. He whistles for some others to help you as you approach. You see what appears to be one of the lesser clinicians, one of which you both talked to after your return. Uh, not one of the ones which like you almost like kicked or punched. I forget which one you did, Avery, when you woke up here. uh, and they kind of approach you.
Sorry.
And they immediately start talking to Mira like, oh, what happened? What's the status? What's wrong?
We want to speak to the woman in charge. What?
This is the same place where you said that before.
Oh, am I about to see that one woman I flipped off or whatever last time? Shit. It all goes full circle. You were right, Catherine. Mira is a cunt. Fuck.
They're like, yes, we can have the head clinician be in here, but we need to know what's wrong with her first.
She lobotomized herself.
We think.
What?
Look at her face. Look at her nose. Look at her current state. I'm gonna kind of hold her up and like her head goes like she's all out of it. We believe she was under the influence of an illithid and she lobotomized herself to kill it.
We see. All right. Okay. And
Mira
you see
Mira squints at these essentially nurses that are like, oh, we see, as if you know anything about fucking illithid. Give me a doctor, damn it.
I feel like
Alright,
they're
yeah.
looking at us like, oh, you lobotomized this poor woman.
Yeah.
Yes, you see them take her. They put her on like a medical cart. She like they like sit her down on it, and she like tries to stay sitting up, and they like position her to lay down, and she just kind of flops over on the side, and they like throw her legs up on it, and they wheel her into the women's ward and allow you to follow. They take her into a what's clearly some sort of like screening room.
Can I say something really quick? Just
Yeah.
outside the end, everyone. So the illithids are in the walls, and the burning has been to deal with the illithids, which would mean that that government, that those guys, the burning people, they aren't, well, they're more or less not bad. They've been trying to get rid of the illithid because they're burning it. They're against the illithid. But story-wise, it would make sense then that these guys, the healer people that have been nice to us and that have they're also the ones that have the homeless shelters and stuff. It would make sense if these were the bad guys that actually were the illithid. Just throwing that out there. All right, me for go on.
Yeah. So you see, there's a bit of rustling and rushing outside the door. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes before you once again see the drow woman who called you a brat appear within the room. And she sort of just comes in, and she's like, all right, then, I've been told of a potential illithid infection.
We believe so. And I'm going to kind of nudge Avery, because Avery wanted to come here.
Yeah, sorry, chewing. 1 second.
We believe that she was infected by an illithid tadpole and that she lobotomized herself to get rid of it.
Yes, I did some cursory research, and learned about this place actually, and thought it'd be best to take her to a professional. We deduced that she lobotomized herself, and we assume the only reason a sane person would do that is if they had no other choice.
Yes.
And I know that you're probably thinking that we did this. I promise you we didn't. We wouldn't take our victim to a hospital if that was the case.
That's just what an abuser would say. She's like, I see. You see her doing some preliminary tests, sort of similar to the ones you did. Like you see her kind of cast light in the center of the mirror, and it creates like a flashlight, and she like quickly shines it in the eyes of Wilma as she sits her up to see the pupils dilate and stuff, and she begins asking questions. She's like, uh, do you have a time frame for when this happened at all?
We met her yesterday, and today we learned she lobotomized herself. We don't know anything about her except for her name.
I see. So you're not close family or otherwise?
Nope, just good Samaritans.
We are
See.
now.
Well, yeah,
Was-
we care deeply now, but
Was she with anyone else at the time?
she was with a quaggoth that was basically body dead, and some,
That's just how Quaggoths are.
and then I forget the species of the little guy that.
The Darrow?
Yeah, and a Darrow. They were holed up in this little hut.
Do you know
I
anything
see.
about illithid in this city? And I'm going to look. This is an insight check on her answer.
All right. You say you do that. She says, there have been murmurings among the matron mothers, but I have decided to put myself in the shoes of being a physician over a matron mother. As such, I do not know. It would be up to you to speak with one of the matron mothers. I might be able to put you in contact with the matron mother of my house's name. She is rather secretive, though, but such a thing might be worth having her come out of hiding for some time.
Maybe that's why their matron mother is so secretive, because she's the fucking not the elder brain, but what's the main squid in charge called? The next one under the elder brain?
I don't know. Usually it's just Elder Brain and then Illithids.
Yeah, but like
Mind
it's
flayers.
like there'll be a mind flayer that's like the head mind flayer.
Not really. They're all the Elder Brain is the head mind flayer. They act
Right.
as a literal
Alpha
hive mind.
player.
Continue.
Okay. So we brought her to you. Best case scenario, hoping to God that we can help this woman. And I during my cursory research, I saw that you guys special more so in physical medicine than you do magic medicine. But is there a way that we could restore her to her former self?
Yes. So, Mira, to your insight check, she's either she seems genuine just based on the fact that like this entire time she was saying that she was kind of working, and like at points where she was like thinking and trying to like parse what you said and put it together, she like stops for a second to respond to you, but then immediately sort of gets sidetracked and goes back to her work. She seemed genuine. If she was lying, she would be very good at multitasking while lying.
Okay, thank you.
And then she responds to you, Avery. Well, yes, I myself am a licensed physician from the Pillar of Order, and so are many of my nurses here. It's not so much that we shun magic or anything, but rather that we look for ways in which magic healing need not be applied. Waste not what Kaio gives us. As such, we have surmised certain ways in which we can use more physical, traditional medicine. However, magics and such can still help. However, she has lobotomized herself, which is what currently I'm leaning towards based on my initial evaluation and what you have told me. Then it would require powerful magics such as regenerate in order to restore her, which I myself am not privy to. Very few matron mothers themselves are powerful enough clerics to do so.
What about the facility upriver?
The college itself would probably not have such a practitioner. Again, magic such as that comes not from the physical magics or even some of the clerical magics taught there, but instead through a devotion to the gods. As such, only some of the more powerful matron mothers in the city, such as matron mother of House Dim, would have access to such magics.
So we have to find a very pious person.
The matron mother of House Dim.
We have an inroad with House Dim with the talisman. This might be like a
Yeah.
This might be good.
I cannot
Nipper,
believe
is-
how long we ignored that talisman. I'm so.
What can you do?
It gives
I was
us,
going
it gives us
fucking
street cred.
crazy over that, dude.
It gives us street cred to be like.
Tommy
"Yo, what's
uses
up?"
that talisman every chance he can.
Only
What,
because we hadn't used
We
it
have
at
used
all
it
up to that point.
launch.
Yeah.
How when I did my reading, Meeper, did I by chance like? So I know there's all the different houses, right? Is there like some like sort of generally recognized main head house above all the other houses?
In your reading, you
Is there a long
learn-
lost princess somewhere?
Not really. In your reading,
Okay.
you learned that despite House Dim not owning the most land ownership, they do seem to be kind of the ones who call the shots. House Nisadra is very, not reclusive, but uninvolved.
House
However,
Dim
you,
is up here, right?
yes, House
Okay.
Dim and House Nisadra basically own almost all of, if not all of, Old Town Farinaranzan.
Okay.
Yeah. You know that like certain other houses do try to poise themselves to like the outside world as the ones in charge, but like, you know, once you're in the nitty-gritty of the city, they have less sway than they would like to, you know, show to the outside world or other colonies of the Underdark.
Nitty gritty
they-
of the city.
Yeah. You do see, as was mentioned in the book you read, the woman, she uses a ring and sort of peers over the mind of, you know, general headspace of Walma, and then kind of looks the rest of her over, and you see her sort of pause, and you hear her begin sort of listing things off, talking to another woman who's in the room, who begins quickly like sketching what she's saying. And after about 15 minutes of this, they have a sort of general sketch of what you assume to be an X-ray. And she says, "All right, well, we have good news and I suppose obvious news. The good news is that if there was ever a tadpole, there is no longer a trace of one left. The bad news, however, is that, well, while successful in it, she got very close to her brainstem, but moreover, she hit her, basically the part of her
so sorry.
brain.
I'm so sorry. I had to get up, take care of something.
She's receiving her diagnosis. Yeah.
She's receiving her diagnosis.
Yeah.
They did
can
a
you
magical
recount that a little bit,
X-ray.
Nate?
Oh, the ring. Yeah, I'm sorry. Can we just rewind
Yes.
like 30 seconds?
Yeah, so she you see her she uses the ring to do the x-ray. She describes what she's seeing in very verbose medical terms uh, to an assistant who begins sketching it. And she goes on to explain that uh, if there is or was a tadpole, there is no longer a sign of one, and it is gone. Uh, and then she explains, however, that she hit an area near the lower part of the brain and the brainstem, which seems to control uh, motor control. So that explains sort of her general demeanor, as well as scarring other parts of the brain in the process, uh,
It,
which seems to be resulting in her general demeanor.
if she had had a tadpole, do you have a treatment for that?
Um, we have certain stronger healing magics, which can subdue the tadpole for durations of time in which we would be able to uh, both understand the actual threat of this, whether or not, then depending on the patient, we would act accordingly. However, there have been cases where the patient was either too far gone or beyond our medical help, and euthanasia was administered.
Can you hypothesize a reason why somebody would perform an at-home lobotomy as opposed to seeking medical attention?
Uh, the major reason I would think of is lack of access to it.
Like
Again, if you don't
financially?
know, not even
I'm sorry.
financially, although that could be partially for it, but it could even be that she may not have felt that she was close enough to a place where she could gain aid, or as if she did not have enough time. Again, you mentioned that you simply stumbled across her, it sounds like. Um,
Yeah, we didn't
but
know her before the lobotomy.
yes, you don't know how long she's been in town. She may have wandered in only after such a thing. So, without much other information regarding her background, we can't help. But you did mention there were others with her, yes?
There was two others, a Quaggoth and a Darrow.
I see. And have you
The
spoken to them about her history, or even if they might have been infected?
No, the Darrow is missing in action, and I haven't seen the Quaggoth since.
There's probably an Illithid Quaggoth running around now because we ignored him.
I think it's safe to say now. You might know the answer to this question. I assume that tadpoles can recognize each other, and would a tadpole be able to manipulate its host so that it would congregate with other hosts? Is
Hmm.
that a thing?
To my knowledge of mind flayers and what little experience I have with them, it seems as if the tadpole does have a method by which it coerces the host to go to certain areas to fulfill deeds, either as a thrall or whatnot. So I wouldn't doubt that if multiple people were infected, they would not seek out a similar goal. However, uh, illithids are incredibly intelligent, and they might not wish to draw attention to themselves by doing such a thing or gathering when they don't need to, unless they are within a place they find safe or whatnot. They are alone together, as it were.
Um, one of the Darrow, one of the Darrow proposed that we sabotage the uh the burnings of the houses, to which we declined. We did not accept. Um, so it's possible that said Darrow has his. Oh God. Okay, I'm rolling it. You don't even have to say. All right, hold on. Please, for the love of.
That's so funny. That is so
She
fucking
believes
funny.
you?
She believes me?
I
There's
said
a
it
really bad echo.
sarcastically.
Oh. It's a really bad echo. Is that you, Catherine?
I don't hear the echo.
You don't hear the echo? Oh, it was Catherine.
It was definitely me.
All right.
Well, shit. Fuck.
She just sort of like pauses on that statement, kind of tilts her head, and she's like, I see. Of course, you declined, and
We declined and walked away, and I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that the Darrow convinced another group to do exactly what they requested of us.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Vidaro's a mind flayer. He's trying to sabotage his little tadpoles.
I already said that. I said that like an hour ago.
Yeah, Izzy did say that like a while ago.
she's like, right, well, I'd recommend you seek out these individuals. However, I will also attempt to commune with the matron mother to see if she has any other information.
I'm
So
gonna
if
write
you-
down our address and hand it to this woman and be like, listen, like we're here to help. We're adventurers. All right, this is what we do. And
Come to
with
the
her,
tower at midnight.
yeah,
I
with
promise.
her without your guys' help, we're gonna keep trying to save your city here because trust me, there's something nefarious going on. But you know, if she's willing to help, have her come here and meet us here.
God, I wish we had that scroll of good and evil. It'd be so clutch right here to find out if she knows more than she's letting on.
Well, I got a 19 on my insight check,
Well,
so I
it
don't
wouldn't.
think this bitch is bad.
It wouldn't. It would only tell you if she was a fey, fiend, celestial aberration, blah blah blah, etc.
I'm gonna
Oh.
do the truth circle back at the tower if she shows up. That's what I'm gonna do.
That is a good idea. That is a very good idea. We just got to get her to go back there.
I see.
Yeah.
Right. I can make no promises that. Hold on. Let me actually find her name.
I'm curious. Do you do house calls? We would like to keep her in our care, but having a physician.
No, wait. All right,
Okay, sorry.
I'm sorry.
All right.
I feel like we miscommunicated. I want to use the circle of truth on the matron mother, not this random woman we're talking to, because I already did an insight check on this woman. I got a 19, and I came to the conclusion she was being honest with us. So I don't think she's. I think this lady's legit. Whatever's going. Her maybe her matron mother knows some shit, but this lady that we're talking to is legit.
She's just a cog. Yeah, she doesn't know.
Yeah. So
It's just
that's why I gave her the address, and I'm like, hey, send your matron mother here if she wants to help.
Oh, I missed that. Okay.
Okay.
Send your matron mother here. Got it.
Now, if you do want her to come, though, you can. I'm not stopping you. I just want to make sure you got all
No,
the info.
it doesn't further our goal. So, but I do not want to leave our friend alone. Is the thing.
Yeah, we're not
Because
leaving her here. That's not happening.
Wilma could be walking evidence of such
Yeah.
a thing, and that's what happens with evidence.
Right.
It gets destroyed.
So, can you do anything for our friend or not?
She says, I myself cannot do anything. We could provide her living assistance if needed, but otherwise that would both cost you coin as well as I don't know if this is something you wish to do, but we can offer such a service.
No, we'll take care of her. Do you have maybe like a cart we could have?
Yes, we will allow you to take one of the devices we use to ferry around our patients who cannot walk.
I'll buy it outright because I don't think we're going to return it.
Well, don't return it. Don't say anything.
Well,
Let's just take it and go.
again, Simon's gonna make her a wheelchair.
Well, I'm pretty sure that one from the hospital will be better than one that Simon built.
Oh no,
with
Simon's
scrap metal and.
I feel it's the other way around.
Simon,
I think this shitty little wooden cart is gonna get super upgraded by Simon.
Simon's gonna put every ounce of his craftsmanship into this this brand new wheelchair.
It's gonna have a robot voice like Stephen Hawking.
It's gonna have like wings on the side so she can glide off of buildings with it.
Everything
It's gonna
around.
have wheels. It's gonna have spider legs.
Yeah.
It's like that
It's gonna
one
be like
the Dwemer guy in Morrowind.
or like the
The quad.
and I can't believe I'm saying this, like the Pickle Rick thing where he uses like a rat.
That is it. Yeah, that looks exactly like the thing I was talking about.
Yes.
Oh wait, no, it's not. You're thinking Pickle Rick. I was thinking of another spider robot thing that's in a later episode. Never mind.
Yeah, you see one of the nurses come by and bring in a wheelchair. It's padded to be comfortable to sit in. And you see that it does have a belt around the backside, which you can attach if wanted, as well as a long set of foot pedals, although they're not retractable. It seems to get the job done with some level of comfort.
How far are we from getting back to the tower, by the way?
You're not very far at all. Less than an hour to walk.
What time is it now? Is it like 10 p.m.?
Probably around 9.
No, okay, then yeah. We'll probably get to the tower before the other group does, but I think we should
Yeah.
stick to the plan of meeting up by midnight.
Yeah, and then she says,
Can I buy some health potions from y'all before we leave?
Fucking pharmacy.
Where else would you? I mean, like, why? It fits.
A potion shop? I don't know.
It's no, but like they're healers. They would have healing potions.
I feel
An
like
apothecary.
I feel like
maybe.
buying medicine from a hospital is like they need the medicine more than the money.
yeah. We would rather keep what's healing topicals we have. However, there are shops which you can purchase them from.
Is there a potion that would make someone probably not permanently, but at least temporarily immune or resistant to tadpoles? So like not people who already have a tadpole in them, but like let's say I was about to dive into a pit full of Alytha tadpoles. Is there a drink I could drink beforehand that would, protect me?
From my knowledge, apparently this spell, and thus a potion which mimics the effects of a spell of protection from evil and good, can dismay a tadpole from wishing to enter for some time. However, if a mind flayer wishes to force a tadpole within your skull, there is not much you can do beyond physical altercation to stop such a thing from happening.
Do you have such potions?
No, this is something which most of our spellcasters have on hand if needed. As such, potions or medicine for such a thing would be unneeded. Again, an apothecary might within the broad street of dirt, Narbondale in Daytona.
Are you ready to go, Avery?
I'm ready to go.
All right, let's go.
As for the thing you asked about her sending the matron mother your way, she says, Matron Mother Kali Baran is, again, rather secretive. After all, she is the only matron mother whose house name is not after her own. As such, I doubt she will speak to you herself. Instead, sending a messenger, I will give her what information you've told me, as well as anything else, but other than that, I would not expect her to make an appearance, especially on short notice and with terms which she could not take the time to agree on.
Well, know that we are allies that are worth acquiring. And we leave.
All right.
And thank you for the card.
Oh, yes, of course. All right. You, yes, you take
Buckle her in.
Yeah, you buckle her in. She stops kind of slouching in the chair. You take her back to the tower. You arrive around 10:30 or so. Within about half an hour to 15 minutes, you see a rather pale-faced Simon kind of push his
Simon-
way through the doors.
Simon.
Trailed
So
by
so a
Krista.
normal Simon then.
I'll say they would enter and see Simon sitting on the nearest chair to the entrance, sitting down with his head, his fingers interlaced with his forehead resting on him, tapping his foot on the ground with anxiety.
Does the cat bed count as a chair? Because if it does, that's the nearest one to the door.
We'll call it the dining room. He's sitting in the dining room.
So, yes. So
You got a
all have
wheelchair.
more information, and a wheelchair, and a jar full of horrible monstrosity things, horrible aberration.
I've got
This-
debt.
This seems like a good stopping point. I don't know about you guys.
Simon takes the jar out of his briefcase, gently places it on the dining room table. We should talk.
And that is
And
where
then
we'll
cut
end
to
it.
black. Yeah.
Does Tommy own a microscope?
Ostensibly,
Simon owns.
I think I've
kinds of
actually,
stuff.
I think I actually have actively used a microscope in the campaign before.
I think you
Yes,
have.
you
to.
have. You did it to look over some of the crystals.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And Morgan brought up like a really I cannot believe we forgot about the illithid vampires. Like I can't believe that I forgot about that.
And
That is
keep
such
in
like
mind-
a major.
You're absolutely right, but keep in mind that the primeval awareness also sensed undead, aberrations, and undead. So those mind flayer vampires might be in the town.
I just want to know what what Mr. Black has to do with all this. Oh, there's so much mystery. It's great. I love it. Meeper, I'm gonna take a quick shower. Then do you want to play Night Rain?
Yes, I'm going to do some chores and whip something up to eat, and then we can play Night Rain. And anyone else is welcome to join us.
Unfortunately, I don't have a way of playing it right now.
Brennan will be home pretty soon, and we'll be hopping on. So
What platform are you
nice.
playing
Hell
it
yeah.
on?
Hell yeah.
Everyone's
playing it
playing
on
on
PlayStation.
I'll be there too, but not night raining.
Yes.
I thought you didn't have a PS5.
I have a PS4.
I don't, but Cassie does.
Night Rain is on PS4?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it runs like shit.
Huh.
They
Three
still
runs.
they still support PS4, which I think is cool. Like I think it's cool that
Yeah.
they still support it.
It's
Interesting.
3-player, by the way, Tommy. 3-player
Yes.
co-op.
That's fine. I don't have a way to play it anyway. I'm broke until Thursday.
All right, I'm gonna take a quick shower because I feel disgusting, and then just let me know when y'all are playing.